Jelly Roll in the studio. What up, boy?
What up, dog?
Man, good to see you. You looking good?
I feel good. Do you know what's crazy? One, I'm normally not up this early.
Yeah,
but even today was a challenge for me in my health journey. Even having to wake up 5 hours earlier than I normally do, I still woke up and got in the sauna, got in the cold plunge, and did a little walk this morning.
Man. Oh, wow. You do all that now?
Every morning.
How much are you walking a day now?
It depends. Like this morning, I probably did just like right at a mile. Just something brisk and quick. I'm trying to do 10 miles a week.
Do you break it up? You're like, I'll do a quarter of a mile in the morning. I'll do a quarter of a mile at lunch.
I'll walk 5 minutes after all 7 meals.
I walk a mile and drive 12. You look good. I mean, are you still doing the wanting to do a half marathon or some kind of nonsense?
So I did a 5K a couple weeks ago with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. You know what's crazy? I got to learn. I'm still not used to being famous, I guess. So I'm just talking crap after it. I'm so excited. I'm like, we should do a half marathon next year, and ET's there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And Access and Hollywood Extra or something all filmed it. So now there's a big headline jelly. And I was like, I woke up the next day and I called Bert Kreischer. I was like, do you know how hard it's going to be for us to run a half marathon in a year?
Didn't he do a half?
He's done a half. He did a half with no training, though.
Yeah,
Bert is a machine, though.
He's
literally.
It's crazy.
Did you see the other night when they were doing the roast of whoever it was, and they turned to him and they said, "Bert, I have to tell you, I love your joke."
Yeah. When Tony Hinchcliffe called him the king, that was it.
Oh my God! Yeah.
When Tony Hinchcliffe called him the king bit, I won't even say it. I want people to go watch it.
Yeah, it's
to
great.
me, it was by far
the funniest.
the funniest.
Jelly Roll's with us halfway to hell, man. What a scorcher. Getting it on for you now. More Jelly Roll coming up.
Yeah, baby.
Jelly Roll halfway to hell. So good, man. I was just looking at your schedule.
Uh-oh.
How do you? I don't know how you do this. I really don't.
I love it.
I think about you often about how you're able to do. You're headlining a tour that starts in August and ends in almost at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's actually going to go further than that.
Oh, wow, really?
Between us, I think we're going to add some dates.
I think it's just out now.
Well, between us and everybody listening, but I think we're going to add some dates.
Dude, that's nuts, man.
Then we're going to add a whole November.
Do you so I will, like, I get up and like we'll do like some sort of an appearance or something at night, and then the next morning, man, I'm like exhausted. Yeah. I'm sore. I can imagine standing up for 2 hours or however long the show is, moving around, doing your thing, just all the just going up steps and stairs. And
it's very hard to stay fresh in general,
man.
And then to do what you guys do because it's hot. It's, whatever. I mean, yeah, there is a little bit of pampering too. You get a nice dressing room with a shower and all that kind of stuff as well, but
I mean, just physically, that's hard.
Yeah.
Physically, especially at a guy my size, which is another reason I've been getting in my health journey. But I love it though, man. I've never done it any other way. Even me and my brother were just texting. I texted my brother before I went to sleep last night. I said, "You want to do a cold plunge at 6:30 in the morning and walk with me?" And he just woke up just now and was like, "I thought that was a typo."
Do you find that you're closer with your brother now? Like the bigger things get and the crazier things get, do you find that you gravitate more towards family or?
For sure.
Yeah.
The wilder my career gets, the more I want to anchor in the family, for sure, because it's such a way to constantly stay humble. Plus, my family's just as white trash as I am,
Oh
so
my God.
we're a ball.
You kidding
know what
me?
I mean?
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. And it's like, do you ever get like, oh man, Bunny, I hope you don't say that. Don't show that. But you know what? She should, because it's all gold.
Yeah, for sure. No, it happens all the time when I'm just like, Bunny, did we go too far with that? I'm off social media and I don't have a phone right now, so I'm really lost.
Why are you off?
So, like, it's the coolest thing because people, like, will be like, I said something the other day about only wearing socks once, and apparently it made, like, national news. Like, I throw away a pair of socks every time I wear them.
Do you really?
Fat people can't have stinky feet. You know what I'm saying? So much.
Yeah.
I don't know this, and I'm at a restaurant with my wife, and somebody's like, fresh pair of socks, huh? And I was like, how'd you know? And I was all excited. And my wife was like, you must have said that in an interview. It's all over the internet. I was like, oh, okay, good.
So you don't wear the same pair of socks ever twice?
No, man. I can't believe I'm doubling down on this.
You get expensive
It's the
socks or
only thing
cheap
my
socks?
publicist asked me not to talk about today.
Why?
Like, don't
Expensive
talk
socks
about
or
the
cheap stocks? I need to know. I mean, you're just like, yeah, these are
Now,
throwaways.
we're getting a little personal here, okay? My choice of socks is my choice of socks, okay?
All right.
I'm an Under Armour sock guy. So in the
right,
middle.
all right.
I'm mid-range sock.
Jelly Roll's with us. We'll come back, talk more with Jelly and some new music and what he's got coming up on the way. Hang on. Jelly Roll in the studio hanging out with us, and we're talking about Halfway to Hell and this song that just keeps going and going and going. Love it. The album is so good.
Jelly Roll with tempo.
It is.
We talk about that, and it's still like so true to Jelly Roll. And that was I've never went into the studio and been like, let's write a certain kind of song, except this time.
You knew that you wanted something upbeat.
I was like, man, I need something with some tempo. I wanted something to start the album.
Well, is there like, do you, as like an architect, you're so smart, like as a musician and an entertainer, do you go, okay, this is the first part of Jelly Roll. This is when you get to know me first. I have a troubled past. I was in jail. I did that. I married Bonnie, and I got this, and and then you kind of go into, but I'm also this.
Right.
Is that kind of the architect? Is that what you're thinking? That
For sure. 100%.
The journey you want people to be on?
Exactly. Even whenever we did Liar at the ACMs recently, it was like still kind of writing that I didn't want to get stuck in one lane, in one box.
You don't want to be just the trauma dump guy?
Yeah, just like, I didn't want to just be, which there's still, that's my style of writing, so we'll always have very cathartic music. But it was important for me, especially with the next single, for this single, and for the album to start with a bang. So when I walked in the studio, I'm like, look, y'all, I need a banger. I was like, we need like something real up-tempo, and Jesse Fraser was like, I got something, and played a beat, which is crazy. I felt like I was in a hip-hop session. If you ever work with Jesse Fraser, he's like working with a hip-hop producer because he just plays tracks.
So you're just sitting there, all of a sudden you just hear boom.
Yeah, he's playing something. You know what I mean?
Just kind of feeling
we're
it.
just kind of feeling me, him, Jesse Fraser, Jesse Joe Dillon, and Matt Jenkins. And I was like, I kind of want to start this thing with, if it's going to be the first song on my album, I want to start it with I'm a County Jail Revival. You know? Yeah. And the coolest part was the only line I thought about taking out of the whole song was that cross across my face line.
Why?
Because I felt like it was just way too personal.
Yeah.
And then Jesse Fraser and Jesse Joe were like, that's what makes you you.
Yeah.
It's like you say that kind of wild stuff that other people can't say in the format. She was like, that's your space, like own it. And it gassed me up. I was like, hell yeah, that's my favorite line of the song. Now when I'm singing it, I'm like, with a cross across my face, and I look at the camera and go, you know what I'm saying?
You point at you.
You know, it's funny. We have so much fun. I love, like, the day after award shows when you win something is the best for us because it's like Jelly Roll.
My God,
Jelly Roll comes up and he's about to speak, and Big D's like, you know what to do, Bubba.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, you gotta hear
put your
this.
headphones on real quick.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know what to do, Bubba. And we'll do this, and then Jelly Roll gets up there and
When you start preaching,
starts to preach.
dude, it's Pentecostal hair.
Yes.
It is the lady running down the aisle. It is the gravel parking lot that you pulled up in today to be here with me and Jesus. And today I'm asking you right now, what are you going through? What is the bad thing in your life?
hallelujah.
I'm telling you, my friend Jelly Roll right here, we're tag teaming it up. Whatever you're going through right now, I want you to think about one person in your life who's always been there for you. Who is that, Mr. Jelly?
Preach.
Come on.
Preach.
Every time. We love it every time, man. It was like, and you can just feel people going, there are people in the audience who have never been to church, and they're like, I just got saved. I'm okay now. I can call my mom and say, Mom, don't worry anymore. I'm good.
I'm good.
It's got this under control now.
It's true. It's a real thing. Hey, my wife said that to me once. I'll never forget it. We were leaving the show, and I said, "Man," she said, "Man, it feels like church every time you." This was back when we were playing clubs. This 500 seat. This is the Riot Room in Kansas City or something. 250 people. And she goes, "Man, it just feels like church when you sing." And I'd never heard nobody say that at the time.
Uh-huh.
And as a man of faith, I immediately was like, "Whoa, is that kind of sacrilegious? Like, am I tripping?" And then Bunny said the coolest thing ever to me that day. She said, "This might be the closest thing to church some of these people will ever go to."
Come on.
Yeah.
She was like, this might be the first time people have ever even heard God referenced in a positive manner at all.
Come on.
Or in any manner. She was like, this might be the first time people have been exposed to anything related to God.
Yeah.
She was like, this is a church. And from then on, I started leaning into it. I was like, she's right. This is church.
Well, what is it? What's the passage that says that, I've become all things so that all people can know Christ. And when you walk into a room, you've got face tattoos. You got that cross on your face.
Yes.
You don't look like Tim McGraw. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, right. I know, God, dude. I wish I was 75 and sexy. You know what I'm saying?
75 and sexy.
Let's
That's
be
your new
honest,
single.
dude.
Hey, that's a new
Tim's
song.
Tim's going to be 83 with a six-pack. You know what I'm saying?
I know. We're going to be like, how is he not gone yet? Why is this guy? What in the world? How? All right, Jelly Roll's with us. We'll come back. We'll finish up with Jelly on the way. Stand by. Hang on. Jelly Roll in the studio with us, and you can check him out online. It's Jelly Roll 615. You get all the info on the tour. It's a robust tour. It is like it's like my finger. I'm scrolling through. I'm getting cramped up on my finger just from how many pages this is. From coast to coast, man. It's so. I saw a video of you, and I think it was Paul McCartney, I believe.
Oh, dude.
And
John Bon Jovi.
That's right.
It's not crazy.
That sounds like a joke. So Jelly Roll, Paul McCartney, and John Bon Jovi were in a room together.
Listen, I'm doing the music care events to honor John Bon Jovi as Person of the Year at the Grammys, and this year right here. And I'm backstage, and Rob Light is like one of the big dogs. He's like a legend big dog at CAA, and represented everybody you've ever dreamed of. He's that guy, And I'm backstage talking to him, and Paul McCartney walks by, and John Bon Jovi, and I got childishly excited. I grabbed Rob so hard I jerked him. This is like a big deal of a dude, too. I'm like, Rob, you got to introduce me to Paul McCartney and John Bon Jovi. He was like, take it easy. I got you. Like,
Act
God,
like you've been here before, man.
He said, no, Rob's so cool. He could tell I was super excited, which made him a little excited. So he's like, I got you. Hold on. And he goes, and I've been wanting to tell the story so bad. He taps on Paul McCartney's manager's shoulder and says, hey, Jelly Roll wants to meet Paul McCartney. The manager goes to tell Paul this. Now, Paul could hear what was happening behind him. He turned around before the manager said anything and said, I know who Jelly Roll is.
Oh, come on.
What?
And about that time, he looks up and we make contact. And what you don't see in the picture is the first thing he did was like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish man. He puts up two fists and goes, you want to fight, big fella? And I go, whoa, no. And that's the picture because I'm smiling.
Yeah.
Then I'm putting my hands up like this. He'd already put his fist down. And here's John Bon Jovi, Sir Paul McCartney, and me, and we're standing there. And I am like, I just met Bruce Springsteen in the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm like having all of these
Right.
insanely unreal kind of moments happening. And he was the nicest guy. He was so present in conversation.
Paul was?
Him and John. John Bon Jovi has become a friend. I mean,
Really?
he is one of the nicest, most straightforward dudes. He's so philanthropic in all he does. I don't know if you know about his kitchen, but they feed hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people.
Yep.
It's really, really cool what JBJ's doing, man.
I just think I love watching because I feel like it's like we're kind of living through you. You're like the everyman. And seeing you meet,
thank you.
meet people, we're just like, oh wow, that's got to be nutty.
No, it's how I
Seeing
feel.
that's a beetle. That's a legit beetle. People were passing out, screaming their heads off when they saw him. Like legit, like passed out.
Way before it was
he
cool.
was a Beatle. Yeah, you're right. He's a Beatle.
He's a Beatle.
We use the Beatles to describe celebrities now. It's like they treat Taylor Swift like she's a Beatle or something.
He
it's
is
like,
a Beatle.
He was a Beatle. Yeah, no,
And you're
it's
like,
crazy.
I'm a cicada. You're a beetle.
No, dude. It's I think that's also why people, like you said, people relate to me in these situations because I'm as excited as
Yes.
you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Back to my award speeches. Interesting thought I had for the first time in my career the other day. They said, why do you get so impassioned when you're up there? I was like, why are people not? Like, could you imagine your art doing so well that you become a multimillionaire and then get on national TV to accept an award for it in front of the entire world and the whole world's
An
watching?
award from your peers.
From your peers.
Yeah.
And you get up there and
Act too cool for the
just
room.
kind of like, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah, what up, Jesus?
Yeah.
Shout out, mama. And walk away, and you're like, yo.
I know.
I'm sitting there. I know I don't have a snowball chance in hell to win Entertainer of the Year. And I am sitting there when they're calling names, fixing to vomit. I am so nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like,
please don't ever let it get old, though.
Yeah.
And that is the wonderful thing about, we were talking about, Big D said the everyman. We all get to live through you, and it's a great representation of the everyman living the dream.
Mm-hmm.
As you get up there in your acceptance speeches, you talk about, I was this, I was that, and look where we're at now, and how far can we go? How far can you go?
how far can we go, baby?
Hey, before you go, I have to tell you, we use you for games that we do on the show.
Oh.
So whenever someone gets an answer correct, they hear this.
Hold on.
I'll pull it up.
Yes, baby.
And when they get it wrong, they hear.
I'm sorry.
So is there any way?
Play the last one again. I'm sorry.
It's just you going, I'm sorry. Can we get you to go? Can you just real quick go? Wrong.
All right.
Ready?
Wrong.
There we go. That's all we needed. Jelly Roll, everyone. Check him out online. Jelly Roll 615 and the
y'all.
tour as well. The one and only
Yes,
Jelly
baby.
Roll.
Yeah,
Yes, baby.
back with Big D Bob.
Well, because over the years, teenage kids have told you to like and subscribe, we don't have to say that anymore.
You know what to do.